and you end up going, and then you go and it's like, wow, I really went. You know what I'm saying? You feel even better. So, I'm filled with energy, guys. I feel more. I feel so good today. I actually, I read something yesterday about vibrations that really, really hit me hard, and I had a breakthrough moment yesterday, guys. So, I want to keep my energy high. I want to always be feeling good. I'm super excited for today's call. I got someone on this call that I truly respect and that has an incredible amount of success. He's right around my area as well. He grew up just like any of us here, guys. He started from the mud, guys. He came from the mud, and he's built multiple six-figure businesses. He's a seven-figure trader on the binary side, guys, and he's accomplished an incredible amount of things, guys. So I'm super excited for today's call. I'm gonna make sure I keep my training short and simple, not too much, because he's the man of the hour. He's the one that you guys came here to listen to as well, right? But I'm gonna make sure I give you guys my value as well, right, guys? So like I said again, I hope you guys have a beautiful day filled with success, filled with prosperity. I see my brother Steven over there in his live chatting. I appreciate you, fam. I see you, boy. So guys, let's keep spreading the word though, because he's gonna be coming on here in the next maybe 15 or 20 minutes or so. So people still got some time to jump on, right? In the meantime, right? So I see we're about to have already about 400 or so people. So let's start up the call like we usually do. I don't know if Nes ever been on Mornings with Neno, but like we usually start up the call, Nes, is we usually we practice gratitude, right? Gratitude is the source where all good things come from, right? So it's important that we raise our vibration so that all of us can be in tune with each other, right? So really quick, guys, let's drop down one thing that we are grateful for this morning. What is one thing? I want to see 386 gratitude messages in the chat box right now. What are you guys grateful for today? How are you guys feeling? What happened to you guys yesterday? Did you guys have any breakthrough moments yesterday that you guys are grateful for? What are you guys grateful for today, right? Drop it in the chat box. Let's raise those vibrations, right? I always tell people this, going into a rampage of appreciation, if you're ever feeling bad, if you're ever not in a good mood, if you go into a rampage of appreciation, fear, doubt, or negativity cannot exist while you're practicing gratitude, guys. So I always tell people, hey, always practice gratitude. Don't only practice gratitude on Mornings with Neno, right? Don't only practice gratitude when Neno asks you to practice gratitude. Practice gratitude at least a few times a day. Practice gratitude before you go to bed, right? Practice gratitude in the middle of the day, right? Be grateful for, the day that you already have. You're halfway through the day, right? Some people don't, make it that far, right? So every single day, the moment I wake up, the first thing I do is I practice gratitude. I go into a rampage of appreciation, right? For the first 10 to 20 minutes, I'm just saying thank you. I go to YouTube. I put on thank you and gratitude affirmations, and I'm just thank you for financial abundance. Thank you for my family. Thank you for my healthy mind. Thank you. Because no negativity can exist in my mind while I'm practicing gratitude. So think about this, guys. What you feed your mind within the first 30 minutes of you waking up is what's going to determine the direction of your day and what's going to determine your thoughts for the rest of the day. The direction of your thoughts for the rest of the day. So if you don't allow any negativity to go into your mind within the first 30 minutes, then guess what? You're going to have nothing but positivity all day. And that's why I practice gratitude every single morning. And that's why my thoughts are always great. My thoughts are always filled with bliss and prosperity and all those great things. We got 407 people on the call. 409, 10 is growing. So let's keep it growing. Let's keep spreading the word, family. And then one more thing that we do always before we start up the call is we practice affirmations, right? Affirmations and affirmations. How are you guys feeling today? What are your I ams, right? I am limitless. Out of girl Sana, that's my favorite one. I am limitless. I am successful. I am rich. I am wealthy. I am a seven-figure trader, just like my brother Nes, right? I am powerful, right? I am a healthy leader, right? I am a fearless leader. I am somebody that's on his way to accomplish great amount of success. I am a money magnet, right? Put those affirmations out there. Remember, this is just a way for us to raise our vibrations. We need everybody to be in tune with this call. We need everybody's undivided attention right here for the next hour or so. I need you guys to be paying attention because the amount of value, the amount of knowledge that's about to be dropped on this call, it's not something you want to miss. This is not common knowledge. This is 1% information, right? You guys want to become a part of the 1% of this world? Guess what, guys? You're on the phone. I mean, I'm not was gonna say you're on the phone. You're on a call right now with people who are part of the 5%, the 3%, the 1%, and we have this information to share with you guys. So keep dropping down those affirmations, and then we're gonna start up this call, fam. Little coffee. Let's get it. Perfect. So let me get everybody muted here, and let me get this recorded. So here we are. Get everybody recorded. Get everything muted in here. Bridget, can you stop unmuting yourself, please? And record. Awesome, guys. So let's start up this call. Today is Thursday, January 9th. It's a beautiful day for us to grow as individuals, a beautiful day for us to become better. And I'm super, super excited for what it is that's to come today, right, guys? So today I want to teach you guys something that, I learned that actually changed my life, right? And I want to keep it short and simple, like I said, because, the man of the hour is my brother Nes that's going to come in here and drop an incredible amount of knowledge for you guys. So I want to teach you guys the 4 agreements, right? I'm not sure if you guys ever read the book, The 4 Agreements, but it's a book that changed my life, right? And I want to quickly just go over what the 4 agreements are, right? Because the 4 agreements is something that will change your life if you're willing to go out there and apply this information, right? And it's such a good, look, we got 444 on the call, that's dope. But it's a book that changed my life, right? And this is the book here. This is how it looks. And it's such an incredible book, guys. And it's something that, the first time I read it, it's a short read too, very short read. But I promise you that this is a book that will, bring an incredible amount of knowledge to your life, and it will bring an incredible amount of value as well into your life. So let's get right into it right away. So there's 4 agreements, right, to success and to the awareness that you want to be, that you want to get to in life, right? Now, it's super, super important that you guys understand this and you guys take notes on this, right? And if you're listening, if you're taking notes, this is a great topic for you guys to take notes on. Yeah, look, this is the book right here. The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. He is a Mexican author, right? So the first agreement is be impeccable with your word, right? Be impeccable with your word. Now, the reason why this chapter is so important is because of this, right? We all say we're going to do things and we never end up doing it. I want you guys to understand something about being impeccable with your word. If you say that you're going to go out there and you're going to get 3 signups this week, you better make sure that happens. If you say that you're going to study Go Live sessions 5 days this week, then you got to make sure you do it, because you got to make sure that you're true to your word. That's one of the most important things that you have in life. That's one of the first things that I look at in a leader is he impeccable with his word? He told me he was going to be on this call today. Let me see if he's really going to jump on this call. He told me he was going to be at this event. Let me see if he's really going to be at this event. So when you make a decision that you're going to do something, make sure that you are impeccable with your word. Make sure that you're true to it, because that's something that's so, so important, right? I'm pretty sure that anyone that's successful in life, including my brother Nes, he's someone that's impeccable with his word, because he says he's going to do something and he does it. He has binary sessions, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays. He gave his word to these people, to his family, that he's going to be on those calls Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays at 10 p.m. So he's on those calls at 10 p.m. No excuses. I was with him yesterday. He was like, yo, he finished doing the training for my team. He gets out. He's like, yo, I got to hop in the Uber. I got to make sure I'm home by 10 p.m. because I got my family, my team, my whole binary options family that's waiting for me to do a session for them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I noticed that he's someone that's impeccable with his word. This is his passion. This is what he does, guys. That's super, super important, right? So understand that through the word, you express your creative power. Through your words, you express your creative power. And through your words is that you manifest everything. Understand this, guys. Through your word is where you express your creative power, but through your word is through where you manifest everything, right? Understand, guys, we always talk about self-talk. We always talk about things that we say to ourselves. I always recommend the great book to people. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself is one of the books that changed my life forever. What to say when you talk to yourself, because if you think about it, We're always talking to ourselves. We're always talking to ourselves. We're always asking each other questions. We're always thinking. We're always thinking, right? So it's super, super important that you guys understand what's going through your mind and what you're saying to yourself, because your words is what's manifesting your reality right now. Whatever you're saying to yourself, I always tell people, look at your results, look at where you are in life, look at where you're living. You created that through your words. You created that through your manifestation of what you continue to think about. So it's very, very powerful that you know this, right? Understand this. The word is the most powerful tool that we have as a human. Understand that, guys. The word is the most powerful tool that you have as a human. It's like magic. Our words are magic because it can create whatever it is that we want our reality to be. So don't make sure that whatever you speaking, whatever you talk to people, that's why I'm always checking myself, right? I don't use the word if anymore. Very, 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 very seldomly do you hear me say the word if I hit chairman. Or I don't use the word hate anymore. I don't use the word hate anymore. You will never. There's a lot of words that I'm working on getting out of my vocabulary that are stopping me. Because think about hate. Hate is such a powerful word and it's such a negative word. So if you say, yo, I hate working out, I hate doing this, I hate when this person does that, I hate people on Instagram. Think about that, guys. That's a negative word that's filling up your body with this negative poison. I don't want no signs of negativity within my energy. No signs at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. I won't say the word hate. I won't say the word cat. I won't say the word will. There's a lot of words I'm taking out of my vocabulary because there's, like I said, guys, words manifest everything, guys. So that's something I wanted to make sure that you guys understood because it's super, super important, right? And I want you guys to make an agreement moving forward in 2020 that you guys are going to be impeccable with your word, right? Make sure that you guys are very, very careful with your word choices and what you guys use moving forward, right? So instead of using if, use the word when. Instead of saying if I hit chairman, when I hit chairman, right? If, take it out, right? So super, and try. I don't use try as well anymore. I don't try, I do, right? Because try stands for truly resisting yourself. Try, T-R-Y, is truly resisting yourself, right? So that's first agreement, right? The second agreement is don't take anything personal. Don't take anything personally, right? There's a lot of things in this business where a lot of people are gonna come at you guys. I'm pretty sure that Nes, on his way to success, on his way to accomplish all that he's accomplished, he's had a lot of people attack him. He's had a lot of people criticize him, right? But he didn't take those things personally. You can't take those things personal, right? Because if you accept what they say about you, then you make it your own. If they tell you, yo, you suck or you're fat, you're accepting it. You're letting it become a part of you. You're not going to be successful. You're accepting that. Make sure that you reject those things. I don't take things personal. And this works in all areas of your life. This could work with your relationship. This could work with your family. This can work with your business. This could work in all areas of your life. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys have parents that are pretty negative. Don't take what they say about you negative and don't take it personally because guess what? They don't understand what we're doing. They don't understand what we're doing, right? So understand this, right? Understand this right here. All people live in their own dream, in their own mind. And they are in a completely different world than the one that we live in. Understand, guys, we are part of the 3% of people that succeed in this business. We have 490 plus people on this call right now. You guys want to win. You guys want to be successful. You guys want to change your family situation. You guys wouldn't be on this call if you guys didn't want to be successful. If you guys didn't want to learn from a 7-figure trader, from someone who's built multiple 6-figure businesses, because you guys want those things, right? So understand this. Like I said again, all people live in their own dream and in their own mind, right? So they are in a completely different world from the one that we live in. We are part of the 3%. We can't try to get people that are in the 97% to understand 3% information, 1% information. Because they're on the outside looking in. We are on the inside. We on the inside, and that's what I tell people. It's like, yo, stop trying to convince people that are on the outside to try to understand information that's from the inside, because it's going to be very, very hard for them to do that. Our goal is to try to get them to come into the 3% mentality so that then they can see the inside information, right? So don't take those things personal, right? If people don't sign up with you right away, don't take that personal. They said it's not going to work. Don't take it personal. It's a pyramid scheme. Don't take it personal. Somebody leaves your business. Don't take it personal, guys. Trust me. This book right here has changed so much for me, because there's so many things that has happened to me since I've read this book, that if it wasn't for me knowing about me not taking things personal and all the other agreements that are on this, it's super, super important. Is because look at this, and this is what it says, and I'm going to read this really quick to you guys. Let's say, for example, someone tells you, hey, you look fat. It says, don't take it personal, because the truth is that this person is dealing with sorry about that. Because the truth is that this person is dealing with his or her own feelings, beliefs, and opinions, right? That person tried to send you poison, and if you take it personally, that poison becomes yours. So when you take things personal that people tell you, that poison becomes yours, because that person is dealing with their own things. That person is going through things. That person is their belief systems is really not there. Their opinions have no ending. So it's super, super important that you guys don't accept people's poisons, because guess what? Guess what? In this business, you're going to have hundreds and hundreds of people try to send poison your way. Still to this day, someone like me, Neno, right? I spread nothing but love to people, nothing but positivity. But there's still people that try to send poison my way, believe it or not. All good gets attacked in this world. All good. No matter what. Jim Rohn always says it. All good gets attacked. So you guys got to understand that you can't take those things personal. Don't take it personal. Don't accept other people's poison. Reject it and give yourself a positive, right? I always tell people this story. I was sitting with this individual, and I was asking him about his goals, and he had very, very lousy goals, right? And then he asked me, "Yo, bro, what are your goals?" And I was telling him how I want to be making $100,000 a month, and I wanted to buy a house on the coast of California, overlooking the ocean. And he started asking me like, "Yo, do you really believe you can do that? Like, bro, look at where you're from, bro. Like, you really think that you can get a house on the hills overlooking the ocean?" And I'm like, "Of course I can, bro. Anything I put my mind to, I can do it." He's like, "Yo, bro, honestly, I don't believe you can." I didn't take that personal. Why? Because he's on the outside. He's part of the 97% of people that doesn't understand that. I'm like, "Yo, bro, it's cool. I didn't even ever hit that guy ever up again. I never hit him up ever again. I don't want people like that in my business." I sat down with him, and he didn't even believe that he can be successful. Why would I ever bring that person into my business? I didn't take it personal. Other people would have taken that personal. But I understood. I see things differently, right? I'm aware. I understand that he grew up in the hood. He grew up in the slums, and that he don't think that those things are possible, because all he knows is the four corners. I'm like, "Yo, bro, I wish you nothing but the best, bro. If in the future you decide that this is something that you want to do, reach out to me." But in reality, he was gone from there, right, guys? So don't take those things personal. That's super, super important, and that's one of my favorites, right? Because think about this. Let me take a little sip right here. I'm a little dry. But look at this, and then I'll go on to another one, right? He says, others are going to have their opinion according to their belief system. So nothing they think about me is really about me, it's about them. Remember that. Don't let that go over your head right there. Others are going to have their own opinion according to their belief system. So nothing they think about me is really about me. It's about them. So don't take those things personal, because that's what they think about themselves. It's about them. It's not about us. It's not about me. It's not about any of you guys on this call. All 500 plus of you guys on this call, it's not about you. It's about them. That's their belief system. That's what they believe. They believe they can't succeed. They believe that they can't be successful. That's their belief system. Don't let them poison you. Don't let people poison you with their poison, right, guys? So that's the second agreement, right? That's the second agreement, right? Now, the third agreement, which is the one that changed everything for me. And I had one of my biggest breakthrough moments after I read this chapter, my team went from, I think it was 200 or so people on my team to over 800 people, right? And I'll tell you guys the quick story, right? I was at the beach and I had just finished reading the chapter, Don't Make Assumptions, right? And the chapter is this is the third agreement. The third agreement is don't make assumptions, right? And as I'm reading the chapter, I'm reading all these nuggets that the book is teaching me, right? And I'm seeing them, and I'm like, wow, what an incredible chapter this is. And as I'm on my way back from the beach, after I'm done with my meditation, I meditated by the ocean, on the sand, on the beach. It was an incredible meditation session. I had a breakthrough moment, right? And a breakthrough moment is usually when all the answers that you've been looking for come to you all at once. So it was like a floodgate open and all the answers just poured into my mind. Everything that I needed to take my business to the next level happened right there at the moment. I was going crazy. I remember, for those that know Sean, I called Sean up right away. I'm like, yo, Sean, I'm having the biggest breakthrough moment of my life. How do I handle this? He was like, yo, once you get home, grab your journal and journal everything that's going through your mind. Guess what? I had 21 pages of notes that day. 21 pages of what was going on in my mind. And after that, I developed a system for my team. I developed a bunch of things. My mind was on another level, and I noticed a bunch of things. And guess what? That's what took me from P2000 to Chairman 10. This chapter right here of Don't Make Assumption, right? Because look at this. He says this. When you make an assumption, right, you're making an assumption of something that's probably not right. And 90% of the things that we make assumptions about are not right. Now look at this. Sometimes we make the assumption that people know what they're doing in this business, that people don't need help in this business. And that was something that I was doing in this business. I was assuming that everybody knew how to do a perfect invite. I was assuming that everybody knew how to invite. I was assuming that everybody knew how to use the products. I was assuming that everybody knew how to take a trade. I was assuming that I was doing so much assumptions in this business that I noticed that I was away from the business instead of making the assumption that I should be in there with them. I should be teaching these individuals. I should be teaching these individuals how to put in trades, right? I should be teaching these individuals how to do a perfect invite, how to close, how to do the skills that are required in this business, right? And once I understood that, I stopped making assumptions. And guess what? And this is for my girls out there, right? This is for my girls. A lot of you girls, no disrespect, and us guys too, we make a lot of assumptions within our relationships. You call your man up, he doesn't pick up, you make an assumption. Oh, he's out with girls, he's with the other one, he's out partying, whatever it is. You guys make an assumption, and now guess what? You fill your body up with your own poison. You fill your body up with all this negativity. And I'm keeping it real. Guys too, though. I mean, I can't tell you guys that, I've never had the thought that, I call my girl up, she doesn't pick up, and I'm not thinking like, yo, man, what is she doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it real, right? So this has helped me in all areas of my life, right? Because it's helped me within my relationship. It's helped me, with my business. It's helped me with a ton of things, right? All over. Because making assumptions is something that you do not want to do, guys. I'm telling you, assumptions is literally one of the worst things that you can do. And it says this right here, right? Making assumptions in your relationships is really asking for problems, right? And when you do that, you're asking for problems. And guess what? Those are problems that you don't want in your life, right? You don't want problems in your life. You want nothing but solutions and success in your life. So if you're making assumptions about your business, you're going to have a lot of problems in your business. If you're making assumptions in your relationships, you're going to have nothing but problems in your relationships. Don't assume that your girlfriend or your boyfriend feels good. Know that they feel good. Make sure that they feel good, right? Stop overthinking, right? Because exactly, Latoya, when you assume, you overthink. And I've learned that 90% of the things that you worry about don't even come true anyways. 90% of the things that you worry about don't come true anyways. So all that time you spend worrying, all that time that you spend thinking and assuming all these things, none of it comes true. So guess what? You spend all this time and energy assuming these things that never came true. And it's wasted energy, it is wasted thought that you could have used to positive pour into yourself. And that's the key right there, guys. You gotta find those little things in your mind, those little habits that you have of being, of making assumptions, of taking things personal, of not being impeccable with your word, and change it. Because the moment I did that, instead of me making assumptions, I learned to pour into myself while I was about to make an assumption, right? Instead of me taking things personally, I learned how to reject what people said about me and turn it into a positive, right? And the moment you start doing those little mind hacks is the moment that you start having breakthrough moments in your life, because you are breaking through the subconscious mind, and there's going to be a lot of things that are going to start happening for you the moment you start to do that, right, guys? So understand this, right? And I'm almost done here. I got maybe 2 or 3 more minutes here, right? Let me take a sip right here, guys. Really, really quick, guys. If you guys enjoying the call so far, drop some 333s in the chat box, right? Because we're on the third agreement. Right, and this is one of my favorite paragraphs that I have underlined here. He says this. This is the biggest assumptions that humans make, and this is why we have a fear of being ourselves around others, right? Because we think everyone else around us will judge us, victimize us, abuse us, and blame us for what we do. A lot of you guys are not where you want to be because you are scared of what people are going to say about you. A lot of you guys do not promote your business because you are scared what your family, what your friends, and what people who you work with are going to say about you. And don't tell me no, because I was the same way. I was scared what my friends were going to say about me. I was scared what my family was going to say about me. I was scared that they would judge me. I was scared that they would victimize me. I was scared about those things. And this is the truth. This is the truth. He says this. He says the biggest assumption that humans make that causes them to fail is that they are scared of being themselves and showing people who they truly are. Bro, we are network marketers. We are Forex traders. Don't be scared to tell people that. Don't be scared to tell people that. Be real with people. People ask me, yo, Neno, what do you do? I'm a network marketing professional and I am a Forex trader. What's up? Talk to me. This is what I do. I'm confident about what I say. I let them know. I'm not scared about what I do. Bro, I'm going to be successful. Why you got to be scared? Own it. Look, how can I be scared about someone judging me if I got 500 plus people on this call that support me? Why am I going to worry about that one negative person when I got 500 of you guys that are on this call listening to me right now, and I got a 7-figure earner that's about to come in here and drop some bombs for you guys? Why would I worry about them? Why would I worry about them? So before you think about, oh, what is this person going to say about me? Forget about those people. I tell people this. I posted this on my Instagram the other day. I said the biggest accomplishment that I had in 2018 was when I stopped caring about what others were going to say about me. For 6 months in this business, guys, I didn't post nothing on my Instagram. I barely posted things on my story. I was scared to tell people I traded Forex. I was scared to tell people that I was building a network marketing business because I was scared about what they were going to say about me. I was scared that they were going to hit me with this guy does a pyramid scheme business. This guy does Forex. He thinks he's going to get. I was scared of those things. I was making an assumption. You see, I don't do that anymore. I'll promote my business all day, every day. You can put me any room in the world. I'm letting people know what I do, and I want you guys to have that same attitude in 2020. Have the same attitude in 2020. Don't let nobody fear. Don't let nobody scare you for what you do, guys. Don't let no one scare you for what you do, right, guys? So that's number 3. Don't make assumptions. Right now, the book is filled with nuggets. I obviously can't go over every single nugget because we'll be here all day, right? And then the last agreement is always do your best. And yes, this is being recorded. Always do your best. Do your best, guys, every single day. Today, do your best. Tomorrow, do your best. All year, do your best. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't be great every single day. Don't let no one tell you that you can be great, right? Because I want you guys to understand there's no way that you guys will fail if you do your best every day. Ask yourself at the end of the night, did I do my best today? 7 days out of the week, I do my best to go out there and be successful, pour into the people, grow as an individual, right? I do my best every single day. Every single day, I'm growing 1%. 1%, 365 days a year. 365 days a year. This is the key right here, guys. Those are the 4 agreements to life. Number 1 is be impeccable with your word. Number 2 is don't take things personal. Number 3 is don't make assumptions. And number 4 is always do your best. I recommend this book. This book changed my life. It's a short read. You'll finish it in a week, maybe in a day, depending on how fast you read it, depending on how much you really like reading. But I promise you guys, this is the key right here, guys. I promise you that the next person that I'm about to bring up, he always does his best. He always does his best. He doesn't make assumptions. He doesn't take things personal, and he's impeccable with his word. That's the reason why he has the success that he has, right, guys? It's super, super important, right? And I want to read something to you guys right here, right? And then I'm going to pass it off. He said, listen, you have to live. He says, you are here to live, to be happy, and to love. If you can do your best in 2 hours of meditation every single day, right? So I don't mean you have to meditate for 2 hours, but if you can do your best every single day at everything that you do with intention, everything will change. If you can do your best when you jump on this call, if you can do your best when you read, if you can do your best, when you do your best when you read, when you do your best when you're on Go Live, everything will change with you guys. Go out there, do your best every single day. Drop some 777s in the chat box if you got some value from those 4 agreements right there. Awesome, right? So the next person I'm about to bring up, I'm super, super excited. I just wanted to give you guys that really quick training, really quick. But listen, guys, the next person I'm about to bring up is an individual, like I said earlier, that I have an incredible amount of respect for. This individual was somebody that I was running with when I was a P1000, P2000. We were running events in the city, and I remember, running the city with him. We were literally doing events together. It was me, him, Manny, and myself. I already said myself. It was me, him, and Manny, and it was one more person. I can't remember who it was. But I remember we were running events in the city every single week, and it was a pleasure, guys. And listen, I was with him before he was a 7-figure earner. I was with him before he had the success that he's having now within this business. Now, he's always been successful. He's always had money. But the success that he's seen in this business now, I was with him before all of that. So I've seen his growth. I've seen his transformation. I see what he's about, guys. And to watch it, just to remember the last year where we were at, and just to see where we are now is an incredible, feeling, because I remember where we were at, and just to see where we are now, I'm a chairman 10. I've traveled the world. I'm doing mornings with Neno with 500 plus people. But my brother right here, he's a 6-figure earner in the business side, and then he's a 7-figure earner on the trading side. He has the number 1 product in IM. If you guys don't know, HFX, binary trading, is the number 1 product in IM, believe it or not. Whether you guys know it or not, that's what everybody does. Binary options is one of the main things that people do in this business. And just to see where we were a year ago and to see where he is now, it completely blows my mind, because I know that success is possible when you see guys and individuals like himself accomplish it, guys. So really, really quick, guys, I want you guys to drop some fire emojis in the chat box if you guys are ready for my brother Nes, because he's about to come in here and spit nothing but fire. Like I said again, guys, this is my brother. This is my family. I love you, bro. I appreciate you so much. He told me, yo, Neno, I was just waiting for you to tell me to get me on mornings with Neno. I couldn't wait for me to do this, guys. So, guys, without further ado, let me bring up the myth, the legend, my brother, Nes Vquez. Let's get it, bro. The binary king. Take over, fam. Let me unmute you here. There you go, family.
Sheesh. Well, first and foremost, man, it's an honor and a pleasure to be on. Everybody, let's please show love to Neno right now. Type 777 in the chat for Neno. Guys, we're going to get into some powerful information here.
You on the coffee wave too, my boy?
Definitely. Cafe Bustelo? No?
Of course, come on, man.
Okay, all right. just seeing. All right, so basically, I'm gonna be very surgical with this. I do want you to take notes. Even if you want to screen record this right now, I know Neno is recording this, so put this on your archive, Neno, wherever this goes. because I'm gonna be surgical. I'm gonna spit some facts. I'm gonna give you some strategies to really get ahead, and we're gonna be really quick with this. All right, so we're gonna get in and get out of the bag. All right, mentally. Okay, so if you guys are ready, if you guys are absolutely ready to boost your mindset to a whole other level, to the stratosphere. 333 in the chat right now. I want to see if you're still awake. 333 in the chat right now. I really want to see if you're still awake. Let me see if I can share my screen. I'm not sure if I can. I think I can. All right, awesome. So, all right, we're gonna be surgical with this, but I'm gonna come at you. I'm gonna see if you're really ready for this work. I'm gonna stretch your mind, right? I'm gonna stretch your mind. Okay. Sometimes success requires you being a little bit uncomfortable. So I'm going to make your mind just a little bit uncomfortable by stretching a little bit. Here's the beautiful thing. Once your mind stretches, once it expands, okay, it can never go back, right? So that's my goal today. My goal is to really, really dive into you, okay, and really spit some things that's going to resonate with you. Okay, so first and foremost, I want you to understand the cone of learning. All right, now this is important that I bring this up because I really want you to receive the information, the kind of information that could put your life in formation for something absolutely powerful beyond measure. Right, so the cone of learning basically works like this, and this is why a lot of the top leaders are at the top. Let me explain how this works. After a period of 2 weeks, you're only going to retain about 10% of what you read. Reading is cool. Reading is fundamentals. We all know that leaders are readers. We know that, right? 10% of what we read, basically, we're going to sustain that after a period of 2 weeks. So all the information that comes to our brain, we're not going to remember every single thing. We're only going to retain about 10% of what we read. We retain about 20% of what we hear. All right, this is why calls are important. You retain about 20% of what you hear. Is it possible to retain 20%, all right, of what a six-figure earner says, like Neno? Or what a seven-figure earner says, like Neno? And if so, is it possible to basically pick up 20% of their income if you apply their knowledge? Something to think about, right? So we retain 20% of what we hear, 30% of what we see. Okay, now check this out. We retain, after a period of 2 weeks, 50% of what we see and hear. Right? So the cool thing about this web class, about this Zoom, is that you are actually going to retain 50% of what you see and hear. Videos is very, very important. These live streams are very, very important. Of course, you want to combine your reading in there, everything. You want to put audios in your mind, all that. You want to retain as much information as humanly possible. Now, get this, all right? Check this out. Ready for this? We retain 70% of what we say, right? David Emenite talks about this. This is called teaching knowledge. Believe it or not, for you to be a teacher, you have to relearn certain topics that you're going to touch on. Put yourself in a position of leadership. You don't have to know everything, right? But if you are able, okay, to just simply learn, all right, and regurgitate the information, you're going to retain 70% of what you say. Check this out. You're going to retain 70% of what you say. Now, why am I bringing this up, right? Well, Neno earlier was just talking about affirmations, right? We're just talking about affirmations. What is your I am, right? When you're saying it out loud, you're retaining what you say. Words are powerful. We are natural magnets, right? We are natural magnets. We naturally give off vibes. Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? Whatever you put out there in the universe, you're going to attract. This is exactly why people say that whenever you celebrate something, you're attracting that. You're putting out that vibe. You're making it known to the universe, hey, I'm with this energy. I'm with this wavelength. And what's going to happen is you're going to attract more things of that nature to yourself. You retain 70% of what you say. It's so powerful. Now, check this out. you're going to retain 90% of what you do. The learning is in the doing, period. The learning is in the doing, period. So it's cool you learn from a chairman like Neno. It's cool you learn from an educator like me, right? But you're going to retain 90% of what you say and do. So imagine what happens when you actually apply everything that you're learning. They say that knowledge is power. No, 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 no. I'm telling you right now, applied knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. We have too many people that are professors. Okay? I'm going to explain the difference. We have too many people that are professors. Very few are professionals. What is the difference? A professor wants to learn, but don't apply. And then they're regurgitating information, which is cool because, they're learning more. They got all this knowledge. They're storing all this knowledge, right? They're talking about it, all that good stuff, but they're not doing it, right? They're not taking the action. They're not actually doing it. When you apply the knowledge that you get, though, when you become a professional, so you learn, right? You learn, you're regurgitating, but you're also doing and you're getting your own experience and you're actually starting to create your own vibe with it, your own rhythm with it. You're kind of making it your own. You're remixing it in a way where it's your style of taking action. Now you're really going to succeed and you're going to retain 90% of the things you say and do. I bring up the cone of learning because I want you to learn as a professional. I don't want you to learn as a professor, okay? Is everyone with me so far? Type 777 in the chat. I just want to see if you're hanging with me here. 777 in the chat. I want to see if you're hanging with me here. All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna do checks every now and then, but we're gonna be surgical with this. We're gonna be in and out with this, okay? So let me remove this, and I'm going to right now show you just a little something. Like I said, we're gonna be surgical with this. I want you to understand this. I developed this slideshow probably like 30 minutes ago, okay? A little more than 30 minutes ago. I want you to understand something, and I just thought of this because originally it was the game is rigged against you, right? But here's the bottom line. This is some of the conversations that I had a couple of days ago with some educators and some chairmen and some other top leaders. The game plays you. The game is rigged against you. The game plays you until you play the game. Does that make sense? The game is already rigged against you. The game is playing you. The game of just everything out here, right? Just the way civilization is run. How most people are designed to be good workers, right? School teaches us how to be good workers, right? They don't teach us how to be good owners. This world teaches us how to be consumers, not owners. Consumers pay. Owners get paid. While everyone is rushing, all right, to spend their money, to splurge their money, making money mostly one way, spending it 1,000 different ways, paid on Friday, broke by Monday, they don't understand that they're already playing the consumer game, okay? I want you to start playing the owner game. Does that make sense? 333 in the chat. Are you still with me? 333 in the chat. Are you awake? Okay, so the game plays you until you play the game. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how the game is rigged against you, okay? Number one, okay, we have inflation working against us. Check this out. Not only, okay, are we paying bank fees every time we swipe a debit card, every time we do any kind of a transaction, we're getting charged, okay? Inflation is working against us. Basically, we lose the value of our money 1 to 3% every single year. So what is a savings account that's not even giving you a 1% interest? You'll get a 1% interest if you have tens of thousands in your account. And if you have 6 figures or more in your accounts, then you can negotiate your interest rates. But for the average person, especially here in the United States, if you're dealing with a major bank and not a small bank that's trying to make a name for themselves and they're blessing you with a nice little interest or whatever, you're not even getting 1% interest. So if inflation is 1 to 3%. We're losing the value of our currency 1 to 3% every single year because of all the printing of money, right? What is the savings account that's not even giving us 1% a year actually doing for us? This explains why in 1979, $20 could get you a bag, basically a basket full of groceries. These days, it could barely get you anything, especially if you're trying to eat healthy. Now we know that this world is ran on debt. What are the three main causes of debt, right? Student loan debt, credit card debt, auto loan debt. This is always going to be there. This is always going to be there and is going to continue to rise. It doesn't matter what the government does. It does not matter. This is just the way it is. Businesses run, all right? Businesses run by keeping you in debt. They stay up, keeping you in debt. You may not know it, but you are a financial slave. All you're doing is paying. You're a consumer. You're paying. They're telling you pay these minimum payments. You're paying those minimum payments, but nothing above it, right? Because you think what you're doing is right and cool. You know, that's what they're putting on wax. That's what they're putting in black and white on paper for you, right? So you're following that process, but you don't even understand that you're just running in the hamster wheel. It's just one big rat race. Student loan debt is killing people, right? Now, cars, auto loan debt. Not only are people in debt from auto loans, right? But their cars are also depreciating. Their cars are also depreciating. Every car depreciates. Okay? Here's an example of Maserati, right? Okay? And it'll kind of teach you, right? A 2018 model, let's say, for example, right? All right, cool. I taken the snapshot back in 2018, right? So it retains, all of its value or whatever, but as soon as you drive it off the lot, you're already losing value in the car. Now, guess what? A couple of years later, okay, it loses, basically, it's only 60% of its value. Basically, four years later, all right, basically, the value of the car drops 50%. All right? That's just one example. That's just one example. Every car depreciates. So not only are you fighting against auto loan debt, but your car is also depreciating, right? Here's the cool thing, and I'm not going to school you on the 4 ways to produce income. We know about this already, right? But I'm here to enforce that most people that's in the rat race, most people in that trap are employees and self-employed individuals. They don't quite understand that they are financial slaves. But over here in IM, we're helping people transition from the left side of the quadrant to being an investor within their first month if they apply. Hear me out for a second. You're learning, okay, how to put your money to work for you. Now, you're starting to make a little more bread if you actually apply, if you really understand the seriousness of IM and how it can really help you get out of the rat race once and for all, then you actually start taking it serious. If you start taking trading serious and your business serious, it's going to pay you seriously. It wasn't until I started treating my trading seriously that I started to get paid seriously, okay? The bottom line is this. All the distractions is basically like the anti-law of attraction. Does that make sense? All the distractions out there trying to impress Joe Schmo, all right? Trying to basically be a consumer nonstop, paying on Friday, broke by Monday, okay? Spending money 1,000 different ways, yet only making money one way. Those are all distractions. It's there as a mist. It's there as a cloud for you not to see clearly, for you to not understand that you are a creator, right? Oh, I'm not even done yet. We're going to go in. I'm going to be surgical with you, okay? We're going to be hitting these hard points, okay? So what you want to focus on is building on assets, not liabilities. Spending money uselessly is liabilities. Your girlfriend says that you cheap because you don't want to buy her some red bottoms, whatever the case may be. You're not being cheap. You're building wealth. Understand the game, baby. Understand the game, right? Or reverse. If you're a lady boss and you got a guy that's dependent on you, right? And they saying that you cheap because you're not funding, you're not funding his bum ass. Okay, understand. Tell them I'm building wealth, baby. If you're not on this vibe, you gotta go. Your vibe attracts your tribe. You gotta be strong. You're building assets, not liabilities. You can splurge your money however you want, as long as you're in a good situation. But until then, rack up on assets, not liabilities. Okay? Rack up on assets, not liabilities. You know, I don't want to go into details, but I had an ex, right, that basically wanted a very, very, very expensive ring, right? Very, very expensive ring, right? Very expensive. But the balance wasn't there. Where's the value at? You're more worried about getting a $20,000, $18,000 ring or whatever the case may be, and not understanding that if we did get married, this $500,000 house could be yours. 18K or 500K. Assets and liabilities. We in complete different levels. Understand the game, baby. I'm building wealth. Can someone type that in the chat? I'm building wealth. Understand the game, baby. I am building wealth. Okay? I'm going to disable the annotation. I had someone drawing on the screen here. Let me see if I could clear that up. Okay. All right, so I disabled the annotations. All right, we good. So no more drawers. This is all the illustration you need, baby. We're building wealth here. All right? We're building wealth here. If you're not building wealth with me, or you're not helping me on the journey somehow, some way, even providing me emotional support, because when I come home, I want to be on Zen mode. I want to be chilling. I don't want to come home to no issues. Remember, distractions is the opposite of the law of attraction. It works against you. It doesn't work for you. We're building wealth, baby. We are building wealth, okay? So, you're going to learn different tactics. Everything, look, I'm not going to teach you how to get out of debt or whatever, because this is a well-known method of how to eliminate debt. It's called the snowball method. But the reason why I'm showing this here is to show you that everything requires a strategy. Write that down. Everything requires a strategy. You want to get out of debt? It requires a strategy. You want to become absolutely successful? It requires a strategy. You want to build a business? Those require strategies. 7 strategies to be exact if you want to build a business. That's the 7 skills, all right? The 7 skills of network marketing, right? If you want to be a great trader, it requires strategies, all right? It requires strategies. Everything, all right, pertaining to success requires strategy. So we're about to really get in that. I want you to take a snapshot of this really quick, and then I'm going to switch gears real quick. I want you to understand this. The way how we was living, look, I'm in New York. I'm in my mom's crib right now, right? I just came yesterday. I just flew in, and I haven't booked my trip to Miami yet, but after this call, I'm getting on the next flight to Miami, okay? So I'm over here in my mom's crib, and we're right here in the city, Midtown West, all right? And I tell you, most people in New York, all right? I'm from the Bronx, right? Living in Queens for a while. I'll tell you what it is, okay? The bottom line is this. Most people are spending about 95% of their income, 90% of their income just to handle living expenses alone. I thought this was normal. So let me explain. For those of you in an inner city where it's really, really expensive, you're going to understand this. I thought it was normal that if I made $2,000 a month, it was okay for me to get a $1,500 a month apartment. I thought that was okay. I thought that was normal because that's what most people are doing. They make sure, all right, that their expenses are basically neck level compared to what they actually make, right? No, 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 no. See, I was taught how to think different. What you eventually want to do is get to a point where only 50% of your income or less is what takes care of your living expenses. Julian Kushner and I, we used to be roommates back in Miami, around 2015, 2016. I was roommates with Nick Gomez and Jonathan Lopez as well. All three of these guys are now millionaires, okay? In the marketing side of things, and Nick right now in cryptocurrency. He's a part of DCX. We're all great friends, right? We all came to this game. We all mastered things together, right? We took our mastery, our mindset that we acquired to master building businesses to actually mastering trading. All that's required is a mindset and learning strategy and then applying it, having the discipline. Anyone could be successful here. I want you to understand that. This is not for the chosen few. This is not for the person who says, oh yeah, that person, this person right there, he's special. It's meant for them. No, no, no. It's not for the chosen few. It's for the few that chose. I said that probably like 3 times in the last 3 days because it's facts. It's facts, no debates, right? So everything requires a strategy. Eventually, you want to get to a point to understanding that you don't want to use more than 50% of your income for your necessities, for your living expenses. You don't want to do that, right? You want to eventually start working your way. Now, some of you may be sitting there, but this is the situation I'm in. Stop being a victim and start being a victor. You have a platform that allows you to make side money. You got a platform that allows you to put your money to work for you to eventually live the lifestyle you want to live. What are you talking about? You're talking about problems. I'm talking about solutions. We're in a totally different frequency right now, right? So no excuses. No excuses, right? Make your extra money and let your extra money start doing these things for you. Eventually, you want 50% of your money to handle your living expenses or less than that. And then you allocate your money properly. Read the book, Secrets to the Millionaire Mind. Change the game for me, right? Okay, so here's the deal. Like I said, I'm going to switch gears on you real quick, okay? There's a couple of facts that I'm going to run by you, and then we're out of here, okay? Because I understand, I don't want to waste your time. I know people got stuff to do, okay? But I'm going to leave you with these facts, all right? Let me stop sharing the screen over here, okay? All right, so check this out. I wrote these facts on my notepad app. So I want you to hear me out, okay? All right, so number 1, the Federal Reserve is missing 2/3 of the $100 bills printed, all right? The Federal Reserve is missing 2/3 of the $100 bills that they're printing. No wonder why we're always going through inflation. This is the kind of stuff that happens, okay? This is the kind of stuff that happens. With more money being printed, inflation becomes higher, a little higher, right? So we lose more value of our currency when that happens. Another thing, money itself, physical money, is dirtier than a household toilet. Okay, 94% of all paper money is contaminated with bacteria. Check this out. The flu virus can live on a bill for up to 17 days. Money's dirty and money is basically being lost, all right? We're moving more into the space of digital money. This is why I'm saying this. Digital money is good. You don't need to have these fat stacks of, $100 bills or whatever. Listen, not only is that dirtier than the toilet, all right, but you want to be smart. If you got a bunch of money on you all the time, you're going to be tempted to spend it. You're going to be tempted to blow it. You're going to be tempted to splurge it, right? Be smart. Be smart. You do everything electronically. Unless you're traveling to another country or whatever, keep everything digital. Trust me. It's cleaner, and it's more effective. It's going to help you manage money better. It's going to help you stay logical with the bread, right? Now, inflation happens, all right? God forbid something terrible happens to the U.S., right? Guess what? We might experience hyperinflation, which will probably not happen because we're really strong, but anything is possible, right? They said the Titanic couldn't sink, right? And it ended up sinking, right? So let me just explain what would happen if something bad happened to us. Hyperinflation is very possible. The height of the Zimbabwe dollars in inflation, $1 was worth over 1 billion Zimbabwe dollars, right? Check this out. A loaf of bread in Zimbabwe at the time when they were really experiencing extreme hyperinflation, a loaf of bread was 10 billion Zimbabwe dollars. Listen, paper money, fiat currency, let me tell you, is not the wave. I trade binary options, I withdraw in Bitcoin. I wait for my Bitcoin to appreciate, and then I withdraw it to my bank account if I want to. Every time I change my Bitcoin to US dollars, I got to pay taxes on that. So I'm a little smart on that. Over the last 12 months, I've been able to withdraw over $300,000, okay, worth of money. Do I want to withdraw every single thing and withdraw and basically transition everything that I have into US dollars? I'm not stupid. Uncle Sam wants his cut. You got to be smart. Everything requires a strategy. Every single level that you reach, there's a different devil that you must meet. Every single level that you reach, there's a different devil that you must meet. All right? A new challenge all the time. Right? Now, check this out. Only 8% of the world's currency is actually physical. What does this mean? This means that 92% of the world's currencies are digital. We're already transitioning to a more digital, okay, space when it comes to money itself, right? Now, check this out. 96% of Americans would not be able to retire by age 65. That's terrible. Do you want to work until 65? No, you don't. Because you got to understand this. Write this down. If you're writing anything down, write this down. Time does not retire you. Time does not retire you. Income retires you. Income retires you, not time. Some of y'all got this twisted. Remember, the game plays you until you play the game. You got to understand the rules to the game. You got to know what it is. The first step to change is awareness. You need to be aware of everything at play here. There's so much working against you, right? You got to understand what it is, and you got to learn, like Jay-Z says, you got to learn how to move in a room full of vultures. This world is filled with vultures, meaning takers. Most people are takers. You are a light to this world. You are a beacon to this world. You are a giver. You got to play by a different set of rules, baby, if you want to give at a higher level, right? Are you still awake? Type 555 in the chat. Different number, 555 in the chat if you're still awake. All right? Right? Okay. 70% of new bills replace worn out bills. This is all the time. Old money is being burned. New money is being printed. I mean, sheesh. I could go in. I could go in. Now, let's talk about the transition. What year is this? Let's see if we're here. What year are we in? 2020, right? We're in 2020. 2020 requires 2020 vision. I want you to see clearly. Does that make sense? Type 2020 in the chat. 2020 in the chat. This is our year. This is our time. Okay? 2020 in the chat. And we're give me about 2 more minutes and we're going to be done here. Okay? Okay. So 100 years ago, it was the 1920s. In the United States, the 1920s was considered the roaring 20s. So a lot of things was booming. The economy was doing good. All that other good stuff, right? That was before the Great Depression towards, I think, 1929, going into the early 1930s. But the 1920s was considered the roaring 20s. 100 years later, yes, 100 years later, we have an opportunity to create our own version of the roaring 20s. You are spearheading that. You are a leader. We know the kinds of stuff going on in finance before the news corporations start picking it up. Because let's face it, not everybody's watching CNN Money or Fox Business or whatever, Bloomberg. Not a lot of people are into that, Only 1%, 2% that's actually financially conscious about what's going on over here, which is less than probably 3% of the entire population, right? So until it gets on mainstream media, nobody's going to know. You're going to know everything beforehand, right? They just started talking about Bitcoin last year. 2017, they started mentioning Bitcoin on the news, right? Bitcoin was out in 2009, right? So we're going to know stuff ahead of everyone else. That's why you got to operate at a different level, right? When people sit there and say, oh, that's a scam, understand what a scam is. S-C-A-M, people who are still confused about money. Scam, S-C-A-M, people who are still confused about money, right? You got to understand, if you're being judged, if someone you love is saying, put down that fake shit, right? Understand they are in a complete different wave. They're a part of the rat race. They don't know about it. Don't take it personal. Understand what it is. Understand that they don't know much. They not know what they do, right? You're operating at a different frequency. You need to stay there, or else you're gonna be lost in the sea of ignorance like they are, right? Okay, so we're in the transition phase, right? All right, so remember back in the days when BlackBerry was basically the main phone. Everybody loved the BlackBerry. It had the QWERTY keyboard, all that stuff. All these phones was emulating that, the QWERTY keyboards and all that stuff, right? You remember that, right? Okay. Apple, Steve Jobs, looked at it and said, why are we doing QWERTY keyboards when we could use touchscreen technology to make it a lot more better, to make it a lot more sexy, so we can innovate the idea of the phone, right? What ended up happening? BlackBerry, right? BlackBerry went out of business. That's it. They're done for. And iPhone was on the rise, okay? IM right now is Apple before the iPhone. There's a lot of stuff coming out this year that's going to take IM to another stratosphere, okay? A lot of stuff coming out this year that's going to take IM to the stratosphere, all right? You're a part of that. This is Apple before the iPhone. There's a big shift about to happen. You're either going to shift with us or you're going to sift, right? Shift or sift, right? When you're sifting through money, right? You're basically going to get thrown away or you're going to shift with us, right? That's just the way it is. Understand the mindset here, right? Check this out. Apple is now $1 trillion company. You have to run with the innovators. You have to run with the creators. Like Alex Morton says, you are God's highest form of creation. You are a creator. All these distractions, which is the opposite of law of attraction, is clouding your mind so you can't see that you are a creator. Best way for you to get ahead is to start being independent, not dependent on others. All right? We're about to be done here. So the 5 disciplines that helps leaders achieve sustainable, predictable, stable, and consistent success. Number 1, strategy. Remember I said everything requires a strategy, right? Number 2, development, mindset development. Congratulations, you're being developed right now. Your mindset is being developed right now. Abraham Lincoln said if he had about 8 hours to chop down trees, he would spend about 5 to 6 hours, forgot how it goes, sharpening the axe, right? What does that mean? The axe is your mindset. So before you attack the field, you have to work on your mind. But remember, knowledge is a power. Apply knowledge is. So take all this in to apply. Don't take it in to be a professor. Take this in to be a professional, right? So we're going to tie this all together. So 5 disciplines. Number 1, strategy. Number 2, development. Number 3, people, all right? Guess what? Human beings, we are social creatures. We are visual and we are social creatures, right? People is what's going to help you get ahead, right? Leverage everybody's talents, okay? Leverage your talent in combination with everyone else's talents, and you're going to get ahead. Behind every great entrepreneur, behind every great investor was an amazing team behind them, right? That's facts, no debate. That's facts, right? Number 4, execution. You have to do it. Remember, according to the code of learning, you retain 90% of what you say and do, right? So whether you know or not, by you doing it, not only are you learning more, but you're also attracting even more success to yourself already, right? Number 5, the mission, right? Your mission statement needs to be clear, right? Now, check this out. Your mission statement needs to be clear. Every successful person has a why. Every successful business has a why, but they call it a mission statement. What is your mission statement? What is your mission statement? Operate trading, operate building business like an actual business. What is your hours of operation? What is your hours of operation? Okay? I'll tell you what it is. You work 9 to 5. Okay, cool. It takes a minute for you to get home. You get something to eat. You get home, whatever. Your hours of operation should be at least 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Right? Oh, but I'm too tired or whatever. It's going to call it. Look, sacrifice, and I said this yesterday, sacrifice comes before success in a dictionary and in real life. Stop watching TV, right? Stop watching television and start telling your vision. Stop watching television and start telling your vision. You know what I did before I became a massive success? I sold my video games. I sold my TV. I didn't want none of that. So when I got home, I was bored. When I was home, I was so bored being at home. I had no choice but to leave out the door to make something happen for myself, to hit my goals. I was so bored being at home that that's what I had to do. I was broke. I had no right staying home. When I was in Jamaica, Queens, in my grandma's basement, paying about $300 in rent with food stamps, right? I had no reason to be home. I had no reason to be comfortable. My situation was crappy, right? So once I did that, I was out all day. I was everywhere, riding the trains to the Bronx, to Manhattan, to Yonkers, right? I was all over the place. Staten Island, I was everywhere. I tried to do 3 meetings a night. I didn't care what borough I was in. Late nights, early mornings, and I still went to work because I had some stuff to take care of, right? Eliminate the distractions because distractions is the opposite of attraction, right? Now, all right, here we go. Last but not least, the 6 steps to goal setting. I learned this from Think and Grow Rich. Remember, leaders are readers, okay? Number 1, determine what you want to achieve. You gotta be clear with it. Determine what you want to achieve. Number 2, decide what you are willing to give in return. There's no such thing as something for nothing. It's called the law of equal exchange, right? It's called the law of equal exchange. You always got to give something. You always got to give up something, all right? You always got to give up something. In my case, I gave up stuff that made me stay at home, the TV and all that stuff. If I didn't hit my goals for the day, my goals was 3 presentations a day, right? Before I cracked 6 figures 3 times in the industry, right? I had hit chairman 3 times in the industry before I am, okay? What I used to do, if I didn't have 3 meetings a day, okay, this is before Zoom, this is before webinars, all that stuff. If I didn't do 3 meetings a day, at least, I didn't allow myself to sleep on the bed. I slept on the floor. And I hated sleeping on the floor, right? What are you willing to give up, right? There's no such thing as something for nothing. All right, so 6 steps to goal setting. Number 1, determine what you want to achieve. Number 2, decide what you are willing to give in return. You got to be serious. You got to sacrifice, right? Number 3, set a specific date. You have to be specific. Remember, this is a part of formulating your strategy for you to hit your goals. Everything requires a strategy so you can avoid financial tragedy, right? Everything requires a strategy so you can avoid financial tragedy, okay? Number 4, develop a plan and start now whether you're ready or not. Develop a plan and start now whether you are ready or not. Look, there's a lot of people that dropped off. That's because they're getting uncomfortable. That's all right. Their mindset is being stretched. Their mindset can never come back, right? Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? Everyone here is a real one. Type 1 in the chat if you're a real one. Type 1 in the chat right now if you're a real one. 1 in the chat if you're a real one. Okay, cool. All right, so 5, write in a clear and concise manner what you want to achieve, what you are willing to give up, the date you want to achieve it, your goals, and your entire plan. When I was in my basement room, I had these 6 steps, all right, on my vision board. The only thing I used to use my vision board. I replaced my TV with the vision board, okay? I replaced movies and video games with books, okay? I was so bored being at home, all right, that I went out there to get it done, to get stuff done. Okay, number 6, this is key. Read your statement aloud at least twice a day. So preferably when you wake up and right before you go to sleep, okay? Please do so. This is so real, you have no idea. Yes, I understand. You're tired of listening to, you're tired of reading books, you're tired of doing, you want to get it done. Well, stop being a goddamn professor and start being a professional. Are you with me? If you're ready to go pro, type pro in the chat. Type pro in the chat right now. If you're ready to go pro, type pro in the chat. Success, all right, is reserved. Success is reserved, okay, for the people that pay the price up front and in full. No half-assing. No half-assing, okay? Straight up, no half-assing. All right. Okay, and now we're going to end with this, all right? The 3 phases of people's lives. Write this down. The 3 phases of people's lives. I've learned this from Ray Dalio, who's P. Diddy's mentor. I don't know if some of you seen it, but it was powerful. I'm only going to take away one nugget from that to share with you, okay? Because it's true. It's true. The 3 phases of people's lives. Number 1, when you're dependent on others. Obviously, we were born into this world as a baby. Of course, we were dependent on others, right? It's the same way when we get involved in different industries, whether it's trading or whether it's business building. We are dependent on others to show us the way. We are dependent on others to show us the way. The second phase, all right, is you get to a point where now you know what to do. You're achieving independence for yourself, but now other people are depending on you, right? That's the second phase. First, you was depending on others. Now others are depending on you. This is the second phase. Here's the third phase for you to finally be at peace. For you to finally be at peace, right? How can you be at peace? Well, this is how you can be at peace. Do the damn thing. Do the damn thing and show people how they can achieve independence for yourself. Until you have a sea of people that are independent, you don't deserve peace. You still got work to do. You still got work to do. Okay? You still got work to do. Develop a system for people. What a system. SYSTEM. Save yourself time, energy, and money. Save yourself time, energy, and money. Success. Everyone wants to know the secret of success. You got to stay consistent. Everything requires a strategy. You can't be out here lost. You can't be out here wandering, right? You have to keep your eye on the ball, develop a strategy, and apply it. Apply knowledge is real power, okay? The learning is in the actual doing. I showed you the cone of learning, all right? Embrace all this. Focus on assets, not liabilities. Don't worry about the distractions. Focus on the stuff that you want to attract instead, okay? Distractions is only going to subtract from your life. If anything distracts, it subtracts. Does that make sense? If anything distracts, it subtracts. Does that make sense? Right? If it makes sense, it makes dollars, right? It's time. It's your time. 2020. 2020. Have a clear vision. This is our year. This is our year. Back in the days, in the 80s of Wall Street, you had all these stockbrokers making tons of money together in the office or whatever. We're the new ones. We are the new ones. We are the new kids on the block. We don't need to be crammed up in the office. We're now in the digital world. Our rooms, anywhere we are, we can lock ourselves in a freaking closet and we can work in there because we have the internet on our side. Right? Check this out. They were all happy physically calling people and say, hey, look at this. The market's about to go up. Do you want me to use your account to buy a bunch of shares or whatever? We don't need to do that. We don't need to be brokers. Why? Because we're trading for ourselves. We're putting our money to work for us. If you ever have someone tell you, oh, here, I can manage your account for you, they are a scam. As long as you have other people handling your money, they're going to take a cut. Did you not already learn from the banks? Right? As long as there's a middleman, you're going to pay fees and cuts. And that's not really going to generate you an actual return on investment. It's smoky mirrors. It's a freaking mirage, right? 1% interest every year on your bank, but inflation is 1-3%. You're getting blindsided all the time. I showed you in the beginning of this call how everything is rigged against you. So I'm going to leave you with this and then we're done here. You ready for this? I'm going to leave this with you. The game is rigged against you, right? So understand that right now, the game is playing you until you start playing the game. Okay? It's time. Now you know the deal. You know what to do. You don't need me to hold your hand. You don't need Neno to hold your hand. It's time for us to get shit fucking done. Love you all. Peace out.
Wow, guys. Let's drop some 777s in the chat box for my brother Nes and some incredible nuggets, man. That was really, really powerful. I got 3 pages of notes here. I actually got 4 pages of notes, actually. But wow, bro, that was incredible right there, bro. You know, you told me you was gonna come with that fire, but you really came with that fuego, bro. So That was incredibly powerful. Let me go back to some of the things. There was some things that he went over that I definitely want to go over with you guys as well. Really, really quick here. That really, really hit me hard, man. Yo, Nes, that was some powerful stuff. I'm grateful that he taught us the cone of learning, right? The cone of learning, what he went over in the beginning. He taught us that, and that was something that was incredibly powerful because it showed us what it is that we really need to be focused on. And like he said, knowledge is cool, but applied knowledge is the key, right? And I love what he says. The game plays you until you play the game, and it's so true because the other day when I was with him, he was actually teaching me that, and he was showing. It was more of a deeper conversation because he was able to really open up to us and stuff like that. There was some things that he shared with us there that he probably won't share here just for the simple fact of how secretive that information is. It's really 1% of 1% information, guys. So I love what he talks about. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Everything requires a strategy, right? And Nes is one of those individuals that has strategies to break the bank. He breaks these brokers, man. He has a way to be consistent with his results, guys. So, that's super important. I love that, man. He recommended a really good book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. You guys definitely want to take a look at that book. I got that book down right here. I actually put it in my Amazon cart already. So when I go buy my next batch of books, I'm definitely going to get that. And, Ty also said this the other day, but Nes repeated it today. He said success is not for the chosen few, it's for the few who chose, right? You guys got to choose that you want the success. Nes, whether you guys believe it or not, he just went over some information that can make you 6 and 7 figures if you're willing to apply it, right? When you apply this information, right? That's why he kept repeating that. It's not about the knowledge because he can give you all these knowledge, he can give you all these notes, but if it's not applied, there's no results, right? And he said something that hit me, and I actually put it on my Instagram. He said 96% of Americans are not able to retire until the age of 65. I'm 25 years old, so if I were to go, it's not going to happen, but if I were working a regular job right now, that means that I would have to work for the next 40 years of my life to then be at 65 and not know that I'm not able to retire. You know how hard that is? To know that my friends and family and people I grew up with, they chose that route. You know how much that hurts me to know that the majority of the people around me have chosen that route. It bothers me, but I'm grateful that the individuals on this call, the 400 plus that we still have on this call, which I truly appreciate you guys because we're almost going on 2 hours on this call. That you guys are planning your retirement in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 20s. You're not going to wait till you're 65. By the time we're 65, we're going to be multi-billionaires. We're going for the billionaire. And I don't want you guys, this information, to go over your head because exactly, Scooby, that's exactly what I was going to say next. Time does not retire you. Income retire you. That's why you got to learn trading. That's why you got to learn how to build a successful network marketing business. That's why you got to go and allocate your assets, right? Take the money that you're making and don't invest into liabilities. Invest into assets. Look, we got Rose that's in here. He said, I'm 50. I wish I had this info at 20. He's 50. He wishes he had this info at 20. He wishes he could trade places with an individual like myself at 25. But I promise you, Rose, that just with this information now, you're going to be able to take this and in the next 10 years, my brother, great things are coming your way, bro. It's never too late. It is never too late, guys. So, like he said, man, stop watching television, start telling your vision. And, guys, there's so much information that he dropped. I don't want to go over all of it. But, hey, guys, that was some powerful stuff. So, one more time for my brother Nes, guys. One more time. Let's drop some love for him. Let's send some love his way, some hearts, and let him know that we appreciate him. He took the time out of his day for, 50 minutes to an hour, to provide nothing but great value for us. If you guys don't follow Nes on Instagram, his Instagram is Nes_Vquez. If you guys haven't gotten to binary options trading, take a look at what he does. Reach out to him. I'm sure he's more than happy to help you guys out. That's something I'm actually going to get back. I'm actually going to get into myself. Probably when he comes back to New York, I want to sit down with him so he can really, really, and those are the things. That's what's good about building relationships. So, I'm super, super grateful for him, man. That was incredible right there. Really quick, Ness, if you got still 10 minutes, bro, I usually open up the floor for a mastermind at the end, so people can ask us questions about anything in general, just to see, just to be able to open up the mastermind with the public. So, if you don't mind, staying through, showing love, and just answering a few questions for the family, my brother, I would appreciate it if you're still in here. I'm not sure. Let me see. I think he's still in here, but yeah, he is. He's still in here. So I'll mute him just just if you guys wanna ask him questions. But for those that like we did yesterday, guys, we're gonna raise hands. It's more efficient that way. It's actually more organized that way as well. So we're gonna take maybe 3 or 4 questions, maybe 5 questions at most. That way we give people time and stuff like that. We don't want to be here so long, but first person up, let's see. We got remember guys, let's make sure we ask questions, and if we're gonna share something, make sure we keep it under 2 minutes, right? So let's go with Stan the Man. Stan the Man, go ahead, brother.
What's good, Neno?
How you doing, family?
I'm good, family. Nes, I always appreciate your time. You always dropping knowledge. And once again, Neno came through with Mornings with Neno, just blowing my mind. Every morning I'm on Mornings with Neno. I've been on your trading sessions. You actually gave me the power to trade on my own. And, I hop on your sessions here and there, and I don't have the time, but it's just amazing how I can snowboard whenever I want to and train whenever I want to. I just need the information that book you had.
Yeah, so there was a few books that I went over. Are you talking about mindset, or are you talking about binary trading? Because I believe it or not, I have not read. Okay. I was about to say I have not read one book on binary options, but I'm looking to publish a book for binary. But yeah, as far as mindset is concerned, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind is a book that I mentioned some nuggets in. The goal setting I got from Think and Grow Rich, which is an absolute classic. Everyone right now, if you don't have Think and Grow Rich, you're losing your mind. It's basically the Bible of entrepreneurship and investing and mindset. You must get that book, Think and Grow Rich. It's very, very powerful. And as far as other books that you can read The Slight Edge. You can actually go to nesvquez.com/books, and I have my recommendations there for what books to read. nesvquez.com/books. You should be able to see a list of books that I recommend there.
Oh, perfect. So I'll just go through that here. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate your time, and blessings, man.
Blessings, my brother. Gotta see you soon in CT.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for that. Yo, Nes, so I actually have a question for you, bro. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to ask you, and this is something I love to ask people, because this is we're in a business of that involves a failure, and it involves multiple tries, and I wanted to ask you, how has failure shaped your life? How were you able to deal with the failure in this journey that you were on? How did you deal with it? What was the mindset that you applied in order for you to get the results that you have now and deal with it and where it took you today?
Failure really hurt me. Right? It did. It hurt me bad, but I wasn't in a position to take a hurt and just curl up like a baby, because I hated my situation more than the hurt of failure. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I hated my personal situation more than I could deal with the hurt of failure. So understand this. What is fail? Write this down. FAIL, your first attempts in learning. It's going to be painful. Failure is going to be painful, but guess what? That is the first experience of growing pains that you're going to sustain. You're growing. It's growing pains. Failure hurts, right? It hurts, but eventually you start becoming numb to it. And once you start becoming numb to failure, you're going to keep going, failure, and end up hitting your goals along the way. So I understand now. If I got a new set of goals right now, let's say I wanted to master something completely different, I understand then I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna get my scrapes. I'm gonna get my bruises. I'm gonna take my hits before I hit the next goal. I understand that now. You see, when I didn't know anything about success, when I wasn't successful, every time I would get hurt, I would stay away naturally. Right? And then I realized this. This is a good time to failure. I realized this, that throwing yourself into the fire doesn't mean you're going to get burned. Throwing yourself into the fire means that you're going to be refined just like gold.
That was powerful, bro. And I got one more question, and then I'll let someone else. And I know this is a question. I know this is something that you can pick and choose, but what is the greatest lesson that you have learned thus far, bro? Like, what is that one lesson that you have learned that has changed everything for you, bro?
The one
that
lesson
you can think off the top of your head right now.
I already got in my mind. The one thing that I could say was my biggest lesson in everything, in all forms of my success, is simply this. Don't depend on anyone. That's it. Get it done. Don't depend on anyone. All right? Mentors, that's what they are, mentors, right? They nourish your mentality, but they're not going to do the work for you. Mentors nourish your mentality, but they're not going to do the work for you. Get it done. If your leaders aren't going to do a presentation for you, don't wait on them. Do your own presentations. Okay? The educators are not going to trade for you. Mentors are meant to give you mental nourishment, right? They're not meant to do the work for you. So the one lesson that I learned in everything, and a constant lesson I relearn, is do it. Get up and do it. There's nothing else
to do. I appreciate that. That was fire. We'll ask Nes 3 more questions because I know my guy has things to do. He has a flight to catch soon. Let me see here. We got Corbin. Did I unmute you? There you go, bro.
I muted it again myself. It's all good. So yeah, one thing real quick before I ask my question, I actually wanted to add on to kind of what Nes was saying. Out of the book GoPro, this book was fire. He actually says you could tell the size of a man by the size of the problem that puts him down. So, like if somebody, like every single day we go through problems. So one thing I like to really think of is, if the problem really isn't that massive, if it's really not something crazy, then, you're pretty much, it's easy to talk your way through it and to push past it, because obviously, we always, the way Eric Worre talks about is he says, am I really is this really the size of me? And so I just kind of wanted to add on to that. But Nes, a question I got for you is, when are you going to be back in Orlando, bro?
Basically, I was supposed to be in Puerto Rico this weekend. But all the earthquakes that are going on over there, I'll be back in Orlando this weekend, basically.
All right, bet.
Awesome, guys. 2 more questions. Let's do
Corbin, I'm actually going to be at UCF at the University of Central Florida on Tuesday. So meet me there. All right?
All right, I'll see you there.
Cool.
All right, Speedy, take it away, bro.
Yo, what's up? I wanted to ask how you got started on the binary options.
So I was trading regular Forex initially, scalping, mastering that. And basically I was focused on higher lot sizes with smaller moves. My focus is 10 to 15 pips. When I got introduced to binary, I was shown that it didn't matter how many pips you were in a profit as long as you were right with your prediction in the time expiration. So when Jonathan Lopez showed that to me, one of my roommates, he wasn't a trader or nothing like that. He wasn't like a trader. He was a builder, but he was saying, look what Latin America is doing. Look at the way they're trading binary. So I saw it. I saw the concept of it. I said, what? This is a scalper's dream. So I became obsessed with it. So low key, I went on my own. Didn't tell anybody about what I was doing, and I just basically I turned it into something that I was working on consistently on the side. about 1 hour a day. I was just on the charts. I didn't tell anybody about it because I was mostly a builder. I didn't want to make myself look like a fool telling people that I'm learning a new way of trading or whatever. But failure after failure, failure after failure. I was making money. I was losing money. Making money. I was losing money. I was mastering the art of time-based scalping, right? Because that's really what it is, time-based scalping. And so once I started to get better with it, started honing my strategy to the point where I was seeing consistent results. Basically, it just took off from there. But it all started with someone just showing me, not someone sitting there and showing me every little thing. They showed me what it was. I liked it, and just like how I've learned how to do over time, I've learned how to be independent off the bat. Just show me the way, and I'll run the play. Show me the way, I'll run the play.
Awesome. We'll take 2 more questions for Nes, and then we'll end it there. Fatu, go ahead.
Yes, man. Good morning. Thank you so much for pouring in for us this morning. I have a question about goal setting. So, I know y'all listen to My Wish is My Command. And when he's talking about goal setting, he says you can either be specific or general or just go off of feeling. But when you're setting a goal, don't put a time limit on it. And I know you mentioned that put a date on it or when you want to achieve it. Can you speak a little bit about that? Because I've been repeating my goals twice every day, and I feel great. But I also don't want to, set myself up for failure if I set a high goal and I don't reach it and I get disappointed. Not that I will get disappointed, I will reach further either way. But can you speak a little bit about that?
So I never heard of the book or the audio that you're talking about. I know Neno mentioned something like that to me 2 nights ago, I believe it was. What was it you that sent me, or Mike sent me that specific program, book, or audio?
Yeah,
or
it was probably Mike that sent it to you, but I'm into that too. We were talking about it the other day.
Cool. So I have zero experience with that. I basically modeled what I've learned on goal setting on Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I will tell you, have I had experiences where I set a very, very high goal and I didn't hit it? Yeah, that happened, right? It's normal. But the point of it is that when you're working your ass off, when you're really working hard to hit that goal in that time, if you don't hit it at that time, you at least got way closer than you normally would if you did not set that goal with that specific date. So I've had experience with that, but what you do is you realign your goals. If you set a goal that's too big for yourself, you probably haven't taken the daily actions required to hit that goal. It all requires strategy. So we could set a goal, to hit in 3 months from now, and we can say, okay, this is the daily plan of action, and we could just be consistent with that daily plan of action for 1 week. But if we slip 1 week, then we might just miss our goal dates, right? So basically, consistency is required. You want to make your goals manageable, which is why one of my compounding strategies for people to hit, a certain level, 10x their account in 50 sessions is 5%. So 5% is manageable. If I did something extravagant like 20%, I probably wouldn't have been able to hit those goals because those goals were too big. So, create small goals that you could accomplish, small action goals that eventually lead to that goal that you're trying to hit later.
Okay, so
Awesome. Last question. We're gonna give it to Jasmine. Go ahead, Jasmine. You there? Yes, no. Jasmine? You're muted, unmuted. You're good to go. Okay, you don't have a question.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, family. So my question to Naz is, I'm from Brooklyn, and I have a lot of trouble trying to get people to at least think outside the box with me. So my question is, how do I get people that or from Brooklyn to at least hear me out, to at least, how do I get people to, just to hear me out?
So
I'm surrounded around a lot of people that don't think that this is possible or that this is a scam.
So here's the deal, right? The bottom line is this: sometimes your closest people, right? Because this is new. This is new. Like this is new for me. This is probably new for you. There's a whole new space, right? It's also new for your friends and your family members to get introduced to. I was there. Here's the bottom line. And I'm gonna be straight up with you. Sometimes your closest people won't support you until strangers start celebrating you. So start focusing on making new connections. Because here's the deal: when you make new connections, especially in Brooklyn, there's a lot of hot spots in Brooklyn. It's a lot of networking events, whatever. I got my TV and film certification in Brooklyn. There's a lot of different networks that you can tap into. Focus on becoming a bridge connector. Focus on achieving new connections all the time. Your network is your net worth. And until you start doing that and start becoming successful, strangers start celebrating you. Now your people is going to be like, oh, well, she's really onto something. Because that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. Family, friends, they didn't support me at all. So you're in Brooklyn. I was always in Brooklyn every day. I was living in Atlantic and 104th Street. So I had to take the buses, to Broadway Junction. I had to take, I went to a lot of stuff. A lot of the stuff I was doing every day on a daily basis was in Brooklyn when I was doing TV and film work. A lot of it was in Brooklyn. And I tell you, focus on creating new connections, because the connections that you got, they think they know you. They think, right, that they got you figured out. But inside you, you're meant for something way more, and they're just not in that vibration. They're not in that vibe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So your vibe before getting involved in Forex, before getting involved in this business, your vibe attracted a certain tribe. Same way how it was for all of us. We attracted a certain tribe with our vibe. But now you're operating at a different vibration. So like I said before, sometimes you got to change your friends to change your ends. So it's okay to love people at a distance. The people who don't believe in you, you have to disqualify them, right? For now. Disqualify them for now. Focus on building new connections, right? And what's going to end up happening when strangers start celebrating you, now your close people is going to be like, she's really onto something. So they might be talking shit about you right now, right? Because this is what's going to happen. They're going to talk shit about you right now. It could be family members, could be close friends, whatever. But as long as you keep doing what you need to do, eventually, them, instead of talking shit about you, they're going to start talking sugar about you. You're going to turn shit into sugar, right? And what's going to happen is now they're going to start talking about, yeah, she's actually really onto something. And now they're starting to talk about you in a positive manner, in a positive light, right? So stay focused, stay what you need to do. Let people know around you that you're onto something different, because it may make a difference in your life. Focus on building new connections, new vision, all that stuff. Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? It's time to attract a new tribe.
Awesome. Great answer, bro. That was fire right there. That actually makes a lot of sense, and that's what it's all about, guys. So we'll end it right there, guys. Thank you guys so much for asking such incredible questions. For the 285 people that are still on this call, it's crazy. That's amazing right there. I hope you guys got a lot of value. Again, let's drop some fire emojis for my brother Nes for giving his time to us and teaching us and pouring in his gold to us. Again, my brother, I appreciate you. I thank you, bro. Have a safe flight back to wherever you're going, bro. I love you. I appreciate you. Next time you in New York, let's go grab some lunch, some dinner, bro. And I'm looking forward to it, my brother. So thank you, fam. Again, I appreciate you, and let's continue to be great, bro. This is our year, my brother.
Yes, sir. So South Florida, I'll be in South Florida tonight, 8 p.m. If you're in South Florida, shoot me a DM. I'm gonna do a presentation there. So I'm a builder, I'm an educator, but I'm more of a corporate guy. So it's for everybody. Anybody could come through. All right. So that said, peace out.
Awesome, guys. And one last announcement, guys. Tomorrow we have Manny Quinones, Tamron 25, harmonic scanner educator, doing mornings with Neno, guys. So don't miss tomorrow's call. I will drop the flyer shortly in the